This is the Star Wars Rebels 2-pack featuring the 7th Sister Inquisitor and Darth Maul. Both figures appear in the Rebels animated series and not in the Star Wars Rogue One movie, as the packaging suggests. It's just part of the second wave of the Rogue One 2-pack figure set of toys. The first one was Baze Malbus and the officer, the stormtrooper officer, and the other figure in the wave are these two. You get repacks of the previous wave, which is great. But these are they're not in the movie. They're part of the animation. You've already probably figured that one out because of the artwork. And this is one set I was definitely looking forward to, but was a little bit disappointed because the Inquisitor, the Seventh Sister Inquisitor, was a little bit flimsy for me. Too flimsy. I mean, I know it's a female figure, and it's going to have some very thin parts, but I didn't expect it to be this flimsy. And the Darth Maul just had too many things going on. Did too many additional accessories that I thought was not necessary. That they could have used the budget for extra articulation for both figures, but I guess they had to do that. They had to pack it with some form of weapon because it's in a 2-pack to justify the price, to justify the $28, $30 price. Here in Manila, it's about $24, $25, which is ridiculous. I mean, for 5 points of articulation figures with just a ton of accessories, and then again, to belabor the point, could have been used for extra articulation on the toys. Even the box itself. Look how expensive looking that box is. And don't tell me, Hasbro, that it's so expensive to manufacture joints for 3.75-inch figures when you're blatantly just spending so much money on the packaging and the extra rocket firing accessories. Come on. These are going to sell whether they're packaged in blister cards or that. So I don't know. Maybe Disney wanted more packaging. I don't know. Whatever. So let's start. I want to start with Darth Maul first, but before I do that, let's give you a look at the packaging. It's basically standard packaging, and then you get that bio. If you want to read it, just pause it. Okay. So there. Let's start with Darth Maul. I mean, he comes with this backpack that's super heavy that he can't stand on his own with it. Already I'm trying to use the lightsaber as a balancing accessory, but he just, the way his legs are done, and the way there's just too much weight. Somebody didn't do the math on this particular figure. There's no way to stand him up except if you do this and you use it like a support, and even that it's just not that stable. Having said that, the blaster is a nice gimmick, maybe for another figure, maybe for a stormtrooper, but definitely not for Darth Maul. So there are two buttons here. You can push both at the same time or simultaneously, or you can do it in one at a time. I can shoot them together, pushing it that way. So it's not bad. It's okay. And just like Baze Malbus's missiles, the tip is actually made of this soft PVC material, so you don't hurt anybody, and very firm plastic for the stems. So yeah, it's a pretty useless gimmick in my opinion. I don't know if kids really go for that, but for Darth Maul, really? He needs a blaster? Could have been, you know what, I would have appreciated something like a huge lightsaber, like a huge Darth Maul lightsaber like that. That would have been cool. His weapon is, because obviously Darth Maul will not use this on the show. So might as well go big and just make a huge Darth Maul lightsaber, have him mounted like a bazooka, and then it shoots off like red lightsaber blaster. That would have been cool. So you could save that little accessory, put it on your desktop or whatever. But anyway, so here he is. This is his Rebels incarnation. His legs obviously come from the Mandalorians, who replaced those spider-looking legs, the like ATSB or Walker type of legs, with the reverse knee joint. They replaced it, and then he was tortured by the Emperor, and apparently somehow he's still alive. He survives that, and then he finds Ezra. So here's with his cowl or his hood. I thought on the show that he had a cloak over his tattoos, and Ezra wasn't aware of him, who he was. because he covered himself up pretty nicely. But here we just get a hoodie, or a hood, sorry, a shawl or hood. Here he is with his would-be apprentice Ezra, who's struggling whether to go to the light side or dark side of the Force. Yeah, we'll do the other Inquisitors later. So, I'll put him here. He also comes with a double-bladed lightsaber, which is actually kind of funny. I mean, it looks great. I'm quite happy with it, but I think on the show, his lightsaber is part of his original double-bladed lightsaber that broke off, that Obi-Wan broke, and then he saved just one. And I thought even in the when I bought the mashers, it was just a single-bladed lightsaber. I had no, I must have missed it on the show that he was able to construct a new one with a double blade. So I don't know. Somebody enlighten me on this. I might have missed it. I think I have another episode I haven't watched from the first half of season 2 or season 3, the latest season of Rebels. So something must have happened, but it's a double-bladed lightsaber, which looks pretty cool. Although the physics or engineering might not be sound, because for a double-bladed lightsaber, it has to be like, there should be another hilt or another sword here, but who cares, right? It looks so cool. Now, he does not have wrist articulation. He only has a swivel shoulder, swivel hips, and that's it. Ball jointed. He's got a ball jointed neck, and that's about it. You can't. It feels like you can do a little bit of articulation, but not much. So yeah, not much you can do with it, even with the cool double-bladed lightsaber. Detail on him, great sculpting on him. There's like these straps on him, the bandolier. He's got boots sculpted in. Very, very nice. He's got gloves on his hands. Hold on. It's not focusing. There you go. And then, what else? Talk about paint apps. I've seen several. I had to pick through at least 5 or 6 to get really decent paint apps. And the point of contention is really on the face, right here, on the lips. Make sure they're evenly painted. And the lower tattoos really form the tattoos that appear on the show, on Darth Maul, on the movie. The eyes, make sure they're painted okay, and the horns. Basically, that's it. The body, body, sometimes there's going to be scratches here and there. But other than that, paint apps are fantastic. If you can find one that's decently painted, very, very nice looking. So I'm a big fan of Darth Maul, so I'm going to be biased with this one. I'm going to get it a 9 out of 10. I know 5 points of articulation, but I do like the character. I love the figure. The figure's okay enough for me. 9 out of 10. Not perfect because of the articulation. And now for the 7th sister, Inquisitor. Okay, this one, Sarah Michelle Gellar voiced her, and I thought this was a cool looking female Inquisitor, and I thought it was super cool. I know I was expecting it to be a lot looser, but I didn't expect it to be this flimsy. The arms are made of that soft PVC material. They've sculpted her lightsaber into very, very thick handle. I don't know why. The hands won't be able to grip it as much. Maybe, I don't know, maybe they did intentionally so that the hands could grip it. I don't know, but it's just way too big for her grip. The sword in itself, the double-bladed Inquisitor sword, looks super great because it has a little bit of a pointed, tapered end compared to the previous Inquisitor's lightsaber, which was a flat, plain lightsaber tip, which is not bad. It's pretty cool too. It's very similar to the Fifth Brother's Inquisitor blade. The hilt is bigger, but the blades are smaller. Here, the blades are longer by a bit, but the hilt is much smaller. So, put these guys here. So that's not bad. Very, very nice. She also comes with her probe droid, which looks like an octopus or Octobot in Voltus 5. And I was thinking, man, they got a hole right here. There's a droid. How the hell do you put it in? And then I figured out later on you can remove the head, which is a nice touch. And you can put it right here. That's nice, but there's no way to store these, so I'm gonna have to keep it together with this one. And due to the size of these pieces, these are very small, and it's for ages 4 and up. I think it should be ages 6 and up because it's so small. Okay, so okay, sculpt wise, great. Even the helmet looks great. The faceplate is removable. You can remove it, obviously, to reveal the Seven Sister Inquisitor's face. And give a close up on that. Not bad. I wish they could have painted. They could have given her some lipstick, just like that one. But they didn't. They made it. She looks like an alien, like an extraterrestrial. Well, I don't know. Maybe she is, but. They should have painted that sculpted lip right there. I don't know why they didn't. It's easy to retouch if you're a customizer, but they painted the eyes okay. The battle scars okay. The paint, right, not bad. So sculpt wise, I think they got it down to a T. Very, very nice. Paint apps, not too bad. There was hardly any issue on this one. You just look at the eyes and the belt. Other than that, no other issues. Articulation, she does have a bulge on the neck. That's very, very loose. I don't know why. And then her joints, these you'll have to snap them out. Maybe some of them, like this one had a paint app. The paint was a little bit wet. I think it got stuck when it got assembled and got dried up, and it was a little bit fixed, so I had to carefully do it, because if the arm is made of soft PVC material, you can be sure that the joint inside is also made of that soft material. And I cringe every time I try and rotate this one because the joint gets stuck, and I know it's a soft joint. It could twist and snap anytime if I'm not careful. So a little bit disappointed with that. The legs are made of firm plastic. She's got this waist cape or skirt that's a separate piece that they just added there. I don't think you can remove it unless you force it out of her. You remove the legs or whatever. So not a bad sculpt, like I said, not a bad display piece, but for in terms of playability, I just don't see it being awesome. It's very, very flimsy. It's very, very fragile. Yeah, really not my thing. And we'll keep it off for a while. So yeah, I wish they could have done the arms in a more a lot firmer plastic, but they didn't. So yeah, she can stand, yep, but not with the backpack or anything like that. There is a way to balance her. Let me just. The legs are just inward, so you can't stand her up. She has a very light frame, and yeah, like I said, great display piece, but very poor play pieces. Even Darth Maul, it's so hard to play with a figure that just looks good in one pose. And I wish they could have given him at least some wrist swivels, so you could do that or whatever, you know, or I don't know. And they've given us a set. They've given us these useless weapons that I think could have been saved for more budget for the articulation. So there you go, folks. A little bit disappointed. I was expecting so much from it. I do want to give it a 9 out of 10, but because I was disappointed, it's gonna get an 8.5 or 8 out of 10 for me. I'm sorry. I think Hasbro could have done better. It was an awesome set. It was very promising, but alas, that's what we get. So there you go, folks. Hope you enjoyed this little video review. This has been the Star Wars Rebels in the new Rogue One movie packaging. 2-pack of 4-inch figures, the Seventh Sister Inquisitor and Darth Maul. Hope you enjoyed it, and thanks for watching.